WRTV Investigates is looking for answers after an unlicensed Muncie plumber is criminally charged in connection with his business practices. Dustin Garmon is charged with theft. He's accused of taking a customer's money and not doing the work promised. WRTV Investigates Kara Kenny joins us now with why some say the state needs to get involved.
Do you hold an active plumber's license?
An active plumber's license? No.
Dustin Garmon appeared in Delaware County Court February 15th.
What is your occupation?
I'm unemployed at this time.
Garmon bolted for the door as soon as the hearing was over. WRTV Investigates has been trying to get a hold of him, so we followed him out the door. Garmon did not stop to answer our questions. He kept walking. Reed Moisner is one of several people who wants to see Dustin Garmon held accountable. Reed is a plumber of 30 years. He owns Blue Collar Plumbing in Hartford City and prides himself on doing honest work.
When a customer pays you to do a job, how important is it to do that job well?
It's everything. You're not going to survive if you don't.
Which is why Reed is concerned a plumber just down State Road 39 is accused of stealing from a customer. Delaware County prosecutors charged Dustin Garmon with theft in September, a charge to which he's pleaded not guilty. According to a police document filed in court, a U.S. Army soldier told police she paid Garmon more than $10,000 for plumbing work on her Muncie home. However, the soldier told police a majority of the work was not completed or was not done correctly. The alleged victim told police Garmon stopped showing up and she had to spend $30,000 hiring other contractors to fix the house. WRTV Investigates found Garmon had a plumber apprentice license in 2021, but it expired in 2022 and has not been renewed. So at the time of the alleged theft, Garmon did not have a plumbing license, something required to perform plumbing services in Indiana.
Well, he used to work for me, yeah.
Reed fired Garmon in 2021, which made things awkward in his family.
I'm married to his mom. I won't be in the same room with him.
Reed served on the Indiana Plumbing Commission, a governor-appointed body that can take action against licensed plumbing contractors.
Can the Plumbing Commission take action against unlicensed contractors?
Yes, they can.
Reed actually just resigned from the commission, in part because Reed says he shared Garmon's business card that says plumber with the Indiana Attorney General's office.
As far as you know, has the state taken any action against Dustin Garmon?
No.
No cease and desist?
No, nothing, no.
What do you think about that?
I think it's probably business as usual.
Reed did not file a formal complaint, and it's unclear if anyone has. We reached out to the Attorney General's office, and a spokesperson told us, "I have nothing that can be provided on this." We did some checking and found Garmon was convicted in 2020 of check deception and completed 2 years probation. He was ordered to pay the victim $5,700, but 4 years later, Garmon still owes most of it. We also found this Matthews, Indiana man, Alan Wilson, won a $23,000 civil judgment against Dustin Garmon last May.
I had talked about getting some plumbing replaced under the house, and he said, well, I can do that. And he got under there and came back and said, well, the materials are probably going to be about $800–900. So I gave him in cash.
Why cash?
Dustin actually was married to my daughter. When I found out he had all these debts that I was paying off for him because he was married to my daughter, I was just trying to be a good father-in-law.
Has he paid anything toward this judgment?
Not since the judgment.
Do you think you'll ever see that money?
I hope so. It's a lot of money.
Alan appeared in court last Thursday alongside his attorney, hopeful they'd get Dustin Garmon to pay up.
If I don't have money, I can't really pay it.
But that hope is dwindling.
I'm in the process of filing bankruptcy.
Garmon also told the judge he's been out of work since August 2023.
What is your plan to pay this debt and the other debts?
hopefully obtain employment, and then start making amends on these debts. Had a few setbacks, made some bad judgments on things, and now we're trying to move forward.
Alan is worried his money is down the drain. What do you want to see happen?
Well, I'd like to see everybody get their money back, but I doubt that's going to happen.
Garmon was not criminally charged in Alan's case.
It's just a sad thing that there are people like him out there. And
Alan and Reed are now working together. They want the state to take action against Dustin Garmon. They also want to see Garmon convicted in the pending theft case involving the Army soldier. The trial is scheduled for June.
he should be made accountable. And if that means going to prison, then so be it.
Kara Kenny, WRTV.
WRTV Investigates checked with the Indiana Professional Licensing Agency and the Plumbing Commission. A spokesperson told us they have not received a complaint from the Attorney General's office seeking disciplinary action against Dustin Garmon. The PLA spokesperson says if a consumer believes someone has acted dishonestly or unethically, they are encouraged to file a complaint.